This series is written chronologically. If you are new to the series, you must start at Season 1, Episode 1. Thank you. The Blood-Drawn Chronicles Season 11, Shards of a Broken Heart, was written by Michael Bradley and produced by DigiFox Studios. This season was brought to you, in part, thanks to the generous contributions of our patrons, William Wibbins and Zoe Robinson. Thank you, William and Zoe, for your generous donations. If you'd like to contribute towards our next season, titled Season 12, Winds of a Welcomed Winter, please visit www.patreon.com/TBDC and take advantage of the awesome perks we have available. We would like to take this time to thank Lord Saunders from www.lordsaunders.com for the wonderful audio mastering of this episode that you're about to enjoy. As always, thank you for listening, and now our story continues.
So let me get this straight. Mother senses Oriana as soon as she arrives here, and then immediately leads her to Venti Isla.
Yup.
Only to then have you bring her directly here and ensure she does not make herself public.
Uh-huh. Secrecy is everything in our world. Oriana bolted to Venti Isla as fast as she did, only to find Myrick. When Myrick wasn't there, she threw the biggest tantrum I'd ever seen. Mother then used a locator spell to find Myrick and told me I had to go with her in order to keep her safe from herself, as she put.
And that's what I'm not getting.
How do you mean?
Well, I've seen what Myrick and Alana can do. I heard of each of their feats from others' lips. Myrick is a Valpyr, and Alana has no equal at night. Both are far more powerful than any vampire. And yet Mother expects you, a young vampire, and a...
You can say it. It's not like I'm blind to the fact.
I wish not to offend.
It's no offense to call a dwarf a dwarf. The offense only comes when you call him a dwarf to that of his name. Well, at least that's the rule of thumb, I think. You'll have to forgive me. I don't really frequent our conventions too often.
Dwarves often gather to convene?
Once a year, actually.
Really?
Yes, you've probably never heard about it because we never convene for very long. We have a bad habit of keeping our conversations short.
Oh, you funny little man, you!
Thank you. More tea?
Oh, no thank you. I've had my fill of tea for the day.
Nonsense. I've drank twice as much as you, and I'm well. By simple comparison...
Mathematics is not going to convince me to take another cup. However... I could be persuaded.
Oh, how so?
I do love the way you wiggle your finger and make my table come alive. It tickles my fancy.
And that's just with one finger. Imagine what I could do with two.
Do with two fingers? Oh, why, you dirty little imp!
Nuh-uh, I left you to your own imagination, madame. I was simply implying that I could use twice the power. You know, 2 fingers versus 1, twice the effort.
Is that really how your tricks work?
First, it's not a trick, and secondly, it's complicated.
You've kept saying that throughout our conversations, yet I think I've proven myself more than capable of handling your vast intellect.
Touché.
You've met your match, Mr. Carley.
Perhaps. We'll certainly see here in a minute now, won't we?
Challenge accepted.
The source of my powers, Delilah, comes from the very core of my heart.
Are you seriously implying that I'm going to betray you somehow?
Actually, I was trying to compare myself to Samson. I would have compared myself to Hercules, but a woman never asked him where he got his powers.
So you are comparing me to Delilah?
If only to compare myself to Samson, then yes.
So then you do think I would betray you?
What? No, I'm trying to say I'm really strong.
Then why are you using Samson's story?
Well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he the Hercules of the Bible?
Yes, and he also had a lover named Delilah who asked him about his powers.
Yes, and she betrayed him for 20 pieces of silver. Your lands alone are worth 400,000 pounds annually. What need have you with 20 pieces of silver? That's like... carry the 1 and the 5, adjust for inflation. Yes, 1,234 pounds exactly.
I must admit, that was actually impressive. How did you know the exact rate from now to around 4,000 years ago?
Actually, I didn't. I just said 1,234. That's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I swear, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
Yes, well, you're clever enough to figure it out.
You make it impossible for me to hold my anger.
Comedy, my dear Duchess, that is a source of my power.
I can see that.
I am my most powerful when I am of good cheer.
As am I.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm pretty cheerful right now, which means that you, my dear, have the well-deserved, undenied, rare opportunity of speaking to the most powerful man in the world.
Oh, what a treat.
Yes, and to further sweeten things, I'll even let you ask me one personal question that you'd wish me to answer honestly.
Only one question.
Make it count.
And you'll be completely honest with me?
As honest as I'll be to God on Judgment Day.
Very well. There is one thing I've been dying to know about you.
And now's your chance.
All right. Tell me, do you believe in soulmates? And if so, do you believe in love at first sight?
First off, that's two questions. The fact you use the word "and" to fit them in the same sentence doesn't mean that it counts as one question. As for soulmates, that's a difficult question to ask, given that I personally know Myrick and Alana. As for love at first sight, well, if you're pretty enough, the whole world loves you. Again, look at Myrick and Alana. Have you ever gotten angry at either of them and then counted how long it took you to get over it?
No.
Well, you should try it sometime. The results of how fast you can get over things will be a new perspective on life.
Myrick and Alana are wonderful examples, but I was actually talking about...
Dwarf!
Oh, look who it is.
Wonderful.
What is the meaning of this, dwarf?
It would help if I knew the question.
Do not play your games with me. Myrick's cape and sword have returned to this pathetic excuse for a castle without him.
Excuse me?
You will do well to hold your tongue while I speak to my dwarf.
I most certainly will not.
Oh no, you don't want to go there, trust me.
Nonsense, this is my house.
And what of it?
If you won't respect that, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh, Myrick has spoiled the lot of you extensively if you think you can talk to me as equals.
Myrick is a gentleman.
And I am no lady.
Get out of my house.
Make me. I can smell your fear. It serves you well, for you are about to die, and there is no Myrick here to save you.
All right, that's it. I've had just about enough of you. Apologize to the Duchess and go back inside. I'll deal with you when Myrick returns.
A dwarf ordering a Valpyr. I see Myrick's spoils have trickled down to you too, little man. I'll admit, your aid was useful, but now that I've finished what I came here to do, if you can't take me to Myrick this instant, then I am finished with you as well.
Don't do this, Oriana.
Order me again and I'll kill her first. Slowly. So you can enjoy it as much as I will.
You were warned. Damn shame. Liz, close your eyes.
What good will that do her? Death is... Oh my God! Oh,
No, don't open it, don't open
Oh my God! Oh my God! You! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I didn't say you could open them yet. I didn't want you to have to see this.
You just ripped her apart with the snap of your finger, and I
Didn't get any on you? Neither did I. That was by design.
Not by design? Are you serious right now? There's a bloody skeleton laying in my courtyard and piles of flesh and guts everywhere. How am I to take this?
With a grain of salt.
A grain of what?
Wow, that was perfect timing.
What?
Well, I was going to say, in no time at all, you'll look back and laugh about this moment. But you beat me to it.
What am I going to do with all of you?
Why, how do you mean?
Myrick, Alana, this? How on earth did you even do this? I can't even... It's unreal. Just with a snap, you...
I told you. Imagine what I could do with 2 fingers. Now you know.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Don't feel like waiting until next week for the next episode of the Blood Drawn Chronicles to release? No worries. You can get access to all the episodes of this season now for just $5 pledge on Patreon.